Hi friends, welcome back. In today's session, we will be seeing how to create a database manually, especially in Oracle 11g database manually in the Linux environment. But these steps will be sufficiently good for creating the databases in Oracle 10g as well, in case if you are working on Oracle 10g. So we can classify the steps into three areas basically. One is that on the first step we will be bringing up our instance. On the second step we will be creating the database by using the create database command. And on the third step we are going to execute some scripts which will be creating the data dictionary for the Oracle database. So I repeat, first stage instance creation, second stage the database creation, the third stage the data dictionary creation. Let me note down for you. The steps are or stages: 1. Instance creation and startup. Second, database creation. Third, data dictionary creation. Okay, so let's start. In the first stage we are going to start up our instance. Okay, so for this class we'll create a database called MyDB, or let's say we'll call it a VarshyDB. So for the database VarshyDB, there is an instance is required. The instance is referred by the environmental variable oracle_set. So one of the best method of setting up the environment variable is by calling ora-env script. So it's assumed that we have already have the Oracle 11g RDBMS installation on our system. Okay, in case if you are not clear on the installation part, please go through the other videos in which we discussed in detail about the installation steps. So the instance is created, and remember, as the part of the root.sh of the Oracle installation, an ORATAB file will be created, and we'll make an entry for the database VarshyDB in our etc ORATAB, which is like our operating system is Linux. So the location of the ORATAB file will be /etc/ORATAB. So let's open it. Okay, so the database VarshyDB, the entry for the VarshyDB is added. Now the next step is that we need to have a parameter file for this database. So let's set up the environment variables first by giving ora-env, then VarshyDB. One of the other method is that you can manually set the environment variables like Oracle seed, Oracle home, etc. If you are not sure about that steps, please refer to the video which is mentioned that environment variable setup in my YouTube channel. Okay, now let's go to our Oracle home. /dbs. Okay, there we need to have a parameter file. So there will be some sample parameter file will be there. Let's say vi init.or. Let's see what's the contents in that, and then we'll see from there. This is a sample parameter file. Okay, this is more than sufficient. So let's copy this file. Okay, let's find out what is our Oracle base. Okay, so we'll give echo dollar oracle underscore base. Why I am going with Oracle base is that in that particular environment variables or particular init parameter file, everything is referred by the Oracle base only. So I'm just making sure that we have the Oracle base, everything is there. Now let's do one thing. Let's rename this parameter file to our own database name. Init.ora equal to init. The normal naming convention for a parameter file will be init oracle sid.ora. So since our Vaishit database is Vaishit DB, so we'll give WYSHEIT db.ora. Okay, now let's open this parameter file. Before that, I'll just make a copy of my Oracle base. Okay, so here it is mentioned that we need to change the Oracle base with the keyword. So what I'll do that I'll do a global replacement. Okay. Now what are things? Now we have to change the name of the database as well. The name of the database I'll change to WYSHEID. It is, yeah, we'll give the name of the database as Vaishit. That should be fine. Okay, memory target is 1 GB. There is memory target, block size. Okay, and diagnosed destination is fine, flash recovery area. Okay, now what is that we have to specify? Undo table space control file. Okay, control file, we will give the path, we'll give the data. There is one location we have to specify the database name. So what we'll do that we'll specify a database in this path, that is okay, we'll give the database name as or location as /Vaishit /Vaishit, that is my database name, or Vaishit DB / control 1.dbf comma and change to control 2.dbf. Okay, compatibility is 11.2. Okay, let's go through this parameter once again. So we have specified the database name, we have set the memory target as 1 GB, 150 processors, audit file destination which is our Oracle home, Oracle base, then the name of the database. Sorry. Then we have specified the flashback recovery area, that is recovery file destination size, diagnosed location, because under the diagnosed location we are going to get the ADEM BDEM directories. Under diagnosed destination we will be having a folder called diag, and then under that we will be having the another folder with the name RDBMS, and then we will be having the database informations. So undo table space name is undo TBS1, control file location, yes. Fine. Now we'll save this and another important thing what we are going to do is that we are going to make sure that this directories exist. Okay, cat cp init.ori2. okay, cat init. Okay, I'll create mkdir minus p mkdir minus p Okay, now let's try to start up the instance. Clear. Since we have set up our memory variables, we'll be able to start up the instance by giving sql plus /s sysdba startup no mount. Okay, looks like the memory target is not supported for this operating system, so we'll instead of memory target we'll give sg underscore target. Sg underscore target. Fine. Instance is started. So the first stage is completed, that we have started the database instance. So now what we'll do, we'll create a sp file from p file, and we'll restart the database instance using the sp file. From create sp file from p file. Okay, shutdown, immediate. There is no, both any kind of shutdown will be working here because only instance is up and running. Exit from here so that we will be able to use the sp file, and just issue the command startup no mount. Instance is started. The next one is that we will create a password file so that remote login sysdba logins will be taken place. So the password file can be created by orapw file equal to orapw vishit db password equal to oracle. The details about the Aura password of Aura PWD utility and the different combinations or different inputs for that I have explained in some other video. So please check that video for further information on Aura PWD utility. Okay, so now the next step is that we have to create the database. So for creating the database, we'll create an SQL, and then we'll copy that SQL, and then we'll execute that SQL and create the database. Okay, so I have an SQL called create underscore db.sql. Let's open that SQL and see what's the contents of that. So this SQL says create database Vishit. Then the maximum number of instances is 8, maximum log history is 1, max log files is 16, max log members is 3, max data files is 1024. That means It can support up to 8 instances, and it can support up to 16 log files, and each log group that is 16 log groups are possible, and in that one 3 log members are supported, and it's the maximum number of data files support is 1024, and then it stores the information in the character set UTF-8. Okay, so the first important next step is that data file equal to, or data file path is /vishit system.dbf. That means the system data file location is /vishit and the system data file's name is system1.dbf, and its size is 1000 M, that is 1 GB, and extend management is local. And that of the sysox data file is the same path, sysox.dbf, and the size is 1000 MB. And then we have given the default template tablespace path and size, that is default template tablespace temp file vishit temp1.dbf of size 1000 MB. Extended management is local with the uniform size of 1 MB. I think the external management and the everything is explained. I have explained during our tablespace session. So just if you're not clear, please go back and refer that area. And then the undo tablespace path also mentioned. So from this we can see that the create database is having the information about the instances, information about the log history, number of log files, log members, maximum data file supported, character set, the path and size of the system data file, path and size of the system sysox data file. So that means the mandatory table spaces like system, sysox, and temporary table space. All this information we are providing. Apart from that, we are providing the information about the undo table space also. Now let's see the log groups created. There are 3 log groups are created with the 1 member, and the size of each log file is 100 M. We have 3 log files are there. They are vishit log1.dbf, log2.dbf, log3 data, and then user sys identified by Oracle, user sys identified by Oracle. That means by default we are having 2 users. One is our sys and system. Both users got the password as Oracle. Okay, now we have gone through our create a database SQL. Now let's create it. Now let's connect to the database which is in the known stage. Okay, now create underscore db.sql. Once the database is created, Oracle prompt, it says that unable to create directory. There is no such file or directory. The file cannot be created. That is /vishit syslog.dbf cannot be created. Let's see what is the why that create failed. ls-l /vishit. Okay, so my path should have been vishit.db, so that is wrong. Let me open the create db file. I'll just create is db. Okay, let's try to create the database once again. So before that, whatever the control file it created, we have to remove it. That is rm-rf /vishit. Otherwise we are going to get an error message that the control file already existing. startup no mount. Okay, now at the rate create underscore db dot sql. If you wanted to capture the output, then the create.db should be containing a spool file so that the output can be redirected to the spool file. Okay, now the database is created. Now let's check the status of the database. Select open underscore mode from b dollar database in the read write mode. Okay, but now the data dictionary is not built on the database. We have to build the data dictionary. Let's see how to build the data dictionary. Okay, so let's create a script, that is create underscore dict.sql. okay, in that one we will be calling two scripts at the rate, just 1 second, at the rate $oracle home underscore home slash rdbms slash admin slash cat log dot sql at the rate dollar oracle underscore home slash rdbms slash admin slash cat proc dot sql at the rate dollar oracle underscore home slash rdbms slash admin slash publd dot sql. These are the three scripts which has to be executed. The publd is not in rdbms folder, it is on the SQL Plus folder. Okay, so in the catalog will be creating the data dictionary tables, and the cat proc will be creating the procedures and functions for the data dictionary, and the publd will be creating the logon related scripts. When a user is logging to the database, the corresponding the global logins, all the related SQLs will be, or related checkings will be done by the publd.sql. So these are the three SQLs which is mandatory to be executed, but other SQLs depends upon what are the components that you want in your database. For example, if you wanted to have spatial, then you have to run the corresponding SQLs, or if you wanted to have the text search, we need to run the corresponding SQL. But these are the bare minimum required data dictionary tables. Bare minimum procedures or SQLs has to be executed to create the minimum data dictionary for the database to be functional. Okay, now we'll save this file. We'll connect to the database as sysdba. We'll spool the output, spool cat log dot at the rate create underscore dict dot sql. You can see that the data dictionary is getting created. So normally this activity may take some 10 to 15 minutes to complete. And so we can leave just leave like that, and once this is completed we can go through the log files to check for any errors. Looks like the command is completed, but it failed for the last script because the wrong file name. So it is actually pupbld.sql. So let me execute that also. pupbld.sql. Okay, the script is completed. Okay, now we can check the output. VI catalog. There is no errors visible in the script, or sorry, in the output. So we are good here. Like just have a quick glance on the file. Any errors are visible? This output is quite big, so it's quite it's not that easy to go through. So what we can do is that we can just connect it to the database, and we'll see some basic checks. Okay, to find out whether the data dictionaries are created, we can query some data dictionary. For example, select count star from dba underscore tables. We are getting the output. Select or describe dba underscore components. It's not okay. dba underscore data underscore files. Okay, so we are getting the output of our data dictionary queries, so which is clear that the database is created successfully. Another simple method we can do is that we can just list the data dictionary objects. Select tname from tab as sysusen. Say show user is showing me as sys. Select tname from tab. This is showing me almost like a lot of data dictionary objects are seeing, which is a clear-cut indication that the data dictionary has been created. So this is a quickest way, but the idea in the production environments, in your production systems, I would recommend that you go through the log file and verify whether any errors are reported. Fine. So now the next step is that we'll shut down the database and we'll restart to make sure that everything is working fine. Shut down immediate. Startup. Okay, as last step, we'll create a user table space and we'll make the default table space for the database as users. So let's create a table space. Table space users data file /Vaishit setdb /user1 dbf size Okay, the table space is created. Now we'll change the default table space. Alter database default table space users. Okay. Now let's create a user and confirm that. Create user. Vaishit identified by pass. Select username, comma default table space, comma temporary table space from db underscore usage where table space underscore where user name equal to WISHEAD. Okay, you can see that default table space is users and temporary table space is temp. Now, last attempt, let's try to connect us the Vaishit. So let's grant the required privileges. Grant connect to Vaishit. Connect Vaishit / pass. Okay, here we can see that we are getting an error message that the pub_bld.sql is not run as system user. So to resolve that, let's connect as system /oracle $oracle underscore home /SQL plus /RDBMS pub_bld.sql. The path is wrong. It is SQL plus admin /pub_bld.sql. Okay, now exit from here like SQL plus. Let's clear the screen. Okay, now SQL plus Vaishit password is pass. Now we could connect to the database. So the mistake what we have done is that the pub_bld.sql, which will be creating the user profiles, everything has to be executed as this user, but we have added that one to our create database script, and that was the error message. Anyway, we have resolved that. So now the database is perfectly. So to summarize the steps, the first step what we did is that we created an instance, then second we created the database, third we have created the data dictionary object files, and the fourth we have done the pub_bld.sql, which will create the user profiles as system user. And also we have created a user table space. We have changed the default user table space to users, and we have created a user and we could connect to the database as that user. Hope this session is clear for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.